Today I'm gonna share some ideas to not only fill up your sketchbook, but also improve your art skills. Let's begin. Hi, my name is Nadia and welcome to my channel. If you click on this video, you're probably someone with an empty sketchbook, or you probably just have a half-filled sketchbook like me. This sketchbook has been sitting in my drawer for the past 2 years now, and I haven't really gotten around it. But you know what? It's time to change that. Before we start, I was gifted some acrylic markers by arrtx. So thank you very much, arrtx, for this wonderful gift. I opened this up the other day and I thought it was so cool that they provided these little stickers that indicate the actual color of the pen ink itself. Some of them are pretty accurate, but not so much for the metallic and neon colors. But still, I thought it was a fun little activity to put them all on individually. But anyways, I'm actually really excited to use this, so I'm gonna be using a lot of this bad boy in this video. So yeah, let's begin. Idea number 1, a fixed color palette. Simply search for color palettes online and you'll find yourself with tons of color palettes to choose from. I used to hate the idea that I only have a limited selection of colors to draw with. I totally get that, but throughout my artistic journey, I realized that drawing with a fixed color palette can actually make your drawing look so much more cohesive and harmonious, and especially when you're a beginner artist. And even as an experienced artist, it's still super fun to be able to make do with what you have. Honestly, now that I think about it, I kind of do this to like almost all of my artworks now. So I don't know, it's kind of like a cheat code if you really think about it. So if you want to make your life easier, just refer to a color palette. Yeah, anyways, mixing other mediums. So after drawing with my acrylic markers, I'll be using color pencils to do some textures on my artwork. I personally love layering mediums on top of each other because I don't know, I'm just a sucker for texture, okay? But if you're only limited to pencils, you can totally try different shading techniques to spice up your pencil drawings. Heck, you can even use those shading techniques when you're using color pencil, you know? Do whatever you want. I'm also gonna add some sequins in this page because I like sparkly stuff. Who doesn't? And honestly, just have fun experimenting with what you have or like what you haven't used. You honestly don't really need anything fancy to make good art anyway. And that is facts, baby. Okay, next, blobs. This is more so of a mindless drawing, and that means drawing without thinking too much. It's all based on feeling. So what I usually do is I draw a random blob or just a scribble of color and I fill that page up with it. So like for this one, you can use any colors you like or colors you haven't tried, pens that are running out of ink and you just don't know what else to do with it. Use those. Or if you don't have any access to colors, you can just use like a color pencil or pencil to draw a blob. Use what you have. After blobbing out your blobs, that kind of sounds weird, but after blobbing out your blobs, it's time to bring them to life. So what you do here is literally anything you want your blob to be, okay? A cat, a creature, even like a cloud, crushed tissue paper, anything you want it to be. The world is your oyster. That was so cringe. The key is to make your imagination run wild, okay? And not worry too much about the outcome. I recommend doing this while playing some music or like having a podcast in the background. It's like free therapy. When I was doing this, I had the like Stardew Valley soundtrack playing in the background and it was just vibes, okay? Me and my sketchbook against the world. Next. Drawing something on your desk, or live drawings, basically. This one's quite straightforward and self-explanatory, but I'm gonna just try and explain it anyway. Basically, pick something that looks interesting to you on your desk and try to draw it. Personally, I like drawing objects that have like a simple yet interesting shape. Maybe like this thing. This is like a cactus, like a glass cactus. It looks weird, but it's not what you think it is. So for this one, I'm gonna be drawing my speakers. I've drawn this little guy for I don't know how many times now, but it's always nice to just observe and do life studies from time to time, and it can definitely help with improving observational skills like form and shape. You could also try coloring if you want, and also shading your work, which will definitely help you improve with values, light and shadow. And when you feel confident enough, actually, even if you don't, you can still do this, you know? But anyways, you can definitely work your way to doing a POV drawing, which is a point of view drawing. And the good part about drawing POV drawings is that it helps practice your proportions and scale drawings. I used to hate doing POV drawings back in college, but after I graduated, I find myself doing a lot of POV drawings because it's just really simple. Like, you can just draw whatever is in front of you, and it's just kind of cool like that. It's just cool, and then, honestly, it can be quite therapeutic. And since Plain April is coming up, it's a good opportunity to go and do some urban sketching and painting outside as well. But if you're a homebody like me, doing POV drawings might be right up your alley. Something that I can't draw are hands. Like, what is this sausage looking thing? And I feel like a lot of artists go through like the same struggle. Feet and hands, oof. So that's what I'll be drawing for this page. Sometimes drawing hands is a hit or miss for me. A lot of the times they end up looking like sausages, and it's so frustrating no matter how many times I try. I feel like my head just can't grasp the idea of hands for some reason. It's a work in progress, but sometimes I just like to tell myself, as long as it looks convincing enough, I don't have to worry too much about it. And also, as you can see, I'm struggling a lot with this, and I'm doing all this just for you guys. So, a little shameless plug right here. This is my Instagram. Go and check it out. Follow me or something. I don't know, like, anyways, back to the fun part. Dancing videos. This is a really good way to practice your anatomy if you're looking to improve on doing more humanoid stuff. What you do here is you find a dance video online that you like and then pause at a random timestamp and just draw what you see. This one's a little bit hard, but you'll find yourself having fun once you get the hang of it. And by the end of the video, when you finally finish up your sketchbook page, you'll find yourself with a nice animated looking drawing. Personally, I like to spice up the page by adding random doodles everywhere. It's kind of like a mini reward for yourself. All that like anatomy study, you turn off your brain and then you just like doodle whatever, you know what I mean? Speaking of doodles, you can also add texts. This one's really fun for me because you can literally write anything you want, from like poems, quotes, song lyrics, literally anything. And you just like tuck them in between your drawings, so it makes the page feel a little bit more fuller. And I'm just cheap, okay? I don't like wasting spaces. So that's what I would usually do. And I would sometimes practice my typography on there as well. I usually also like adding speech bubbles to my drawings, so it kind of looks like my drawings like talking to the viewer, you know what I mean? It's like coming to life, okay? Okay, last but not least, a favorites page. This is my first time doing this, and honestly, it was quite fun. It was quite fun to do this page. Basically, what you do here is pretty self-explanatory. Just draw all your favorite things in a page, and that's just it. That's pretty much it. Here are some of the ideas of the favorite things that you can draw. You can find a couple more ideas online or think of them yourself, but for this video, I'm gonna be doing a few of them. So for this page, you can draw all your favorite things separately, but for me, I want to mix them all up together. For example, my favorite number is 2, and my favorite flowers are yellow tulips and some stars because I like stars. Next, I'm gonna draw my partner in my favorite color palette. And for the final drawing, I'm gonna draw my favorite game console. But I think you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing here, right? Basically just drawing whatever you like or enjoy drawing and then mashing them up together. Who knows, you might end up with something that's like really nice and cool that you can gift it to your friend, or you can just hang up in your wall. Oh, and another idea, draw everything that you hate and then gift it to your enemy. Sounds like a good idea to me. And by the end of this video, you get to fill up 6 full pages. Isn't that cool? That's kind of cool, isn't it? I know. Also guys, remember, it's not about how fast you finish a sketchbook, it's about the journey. Kind of hypocritical for me to say that because I don't really follow my own advice, but I'm trying to do that. But anyways, have fun filling your sketchbook, and if you followed any of my advice or ideas, do show it to me on Instagram. This is my handle right here. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Rah! But before we start, I just want to say that I was gifted. I am pretty gifted, if I do say so myself. I'm gonna be using a lot of this. Ugh, let's share that.